Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. Today we're going to meet Gene, who is in this really nice Ram Promaster. You have some handicaps, some limitations on your physical abilities, and so you had to really adjust the Ram for your needs.
Yes.
And so what are your limitations, and roughly how did you make the adjustments, and why are you out here?
Well, I wanted to travel. It was something that my husband and I, he passed 10 years ago. We had promised ourselves we would try to travel all over the U.S., maybe up into Canada, just get around. And of course, it's not happening. And then I can't by myself. We had a travel trailer, so he was able to lower the jacks and hook it up to the truck and all that stuff. I can't do that. I physically can't. I'm not supposed to lift over like 10 pounds. I can't. My arthritis won't let my hands do anything really hard. You know, there's a lot of limitations. So I started looking at a Class C and I can't sleep on a regular bed. I have all these things going on. So that didn't work because half of that Class C was bed and it would be useless to me. So my friend Bobby said, let's go look at a blank van, an empty van, and just build it up. And that's what we decided to do. And he helped me, my son helped me. I had some professional stuff done. And I just want to travel. I've got 35,000 miles on it in a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm trying to just go every state in the union at least once, and up into Canada this summer. I'm going to go up into Canada. So
you're not letting your limitations stop you. You're going to go.
I'm going to go.
And you've kept a home base?
Yes, I have a home base because I own my home, and I'm in Phoenix. Mm-hmm. But I have a couple renters, so they take care of it while I'm gone, and their rent pays my utilities, so it's free to me. It's just there,
right,
and gives them a home.
And are you mostly on the road then? Are you full-timing?
I'm not full-timing. I figure I'm on the road about 6 months of the year. So, and some years will be more, some maybe less, but the plan right now is to try to do 6 to 8 months out of the year, just to see everything I can see.
That's great. That's really super.
Yeah.
And so how severe are your limitations? Can you walk a little, or?
I can walk a little, I can stand a little while, I can walk a little while, but within a few minutes it's pretty painful. If I'm standing and trying to even to cook or anything like that, my back starts flaring up really badly very quickly. So I have to sit a lot. So I do a little bit, I sit down. I do a little bit, I sit down. That's my nature of what I have to do to function. So I had to build this out so that everything is reachable, that I can, it's at the right height. I can get, this is the reason I have this big old nice bar and this step, so I can get in and safely in and out. There was no way I could step from there to there. There'd be no way.
No.
So, and everybody else puts a stool down, but then I had a friend that put a stool down like that, and it fell over on him.
Absolutely.
So I said, no, I want something really sturdy. So that's why I had those put in. And then the track that's in there on that floor, it's called a Trax. Mm-hmm. It lets me take additional seats. So like if I want to take somebody with me, like 2 people, I have a seat that hooks down into that track and has a seat belt, so it's completely safe. And then that's the flooring they put in ambulances, so they can hook down gurneys and they hook down wheelchairs to that flooring. So that's why I had that put in. And then later, if I get to the point where I really can't walk at all, I could put in a lift that attaches to that'll lift me in and out of the van.
Oh wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
So you're thinking ahead.
I was trying to think ahead because that was very pricey to put that in, so you want it to be as usable as possible, as long as possible. So
anything with the name medical on it is just automatically double or triple the price.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that wasn't cheap.
No, I believe it.
But, it was like, that was the floor. That was going to be the big part, like, can everything attach to that? And that made, I didn't have to put any kind of special thing down. They put it down, and all my shelving unit just attaches to it. So it made everything else going in actually much easier, if that.
Yeah, no, so it's a kind of a multi-purpose. And that's the main thing in living in a van. Everything should be multi-purpose.
Everything, yeah. And everything's got to function for you. And I've got this, I've been on the road on this for weeks and weeks on end, and it's completely functional. There's a few things I want to add to it, but those are all now like fun stuff. Not cosmetics, but like I want to put cameras all the way around to look out. So if I'm inside it and I hear something, I can see what's outside.
Right.
That kind of stuff.
That's
Safety
nice.
things like that. But it's completely functional for me right now.
Mm-hmm. And what happens for a lot of us is we can't go until we're older, things are all settled in our life.
Yeah.
And that's when our bodies start to let us down.
Yeah.
That's just the way it works.
Yeah, that's the nature of it. I mean, you're at a certain age and things just don't work as well. And I've had arthritis for since I was 20. So my arthritis is more like somebody that's 80 or 90 years old advanced. Mine's real advanced. So it's it's awkward, but you just do what you have to do. I ride a scooter. I've got my scooter back there that goes on the back. When I'm even at home, I have a scooter, a different type that goes on the back of my car. And when I go shopping, I just get in my scooter and I go in the store, and I was doing without it, and I was in so much pain I couldn't function. And finally I just went, well, this is dumb. Why aren't I have something where I can function? So I got this scooter, and that first night I had it, I was like, I can go and run around for hours someplace and not be in pain. It was wonderful. It was affirming. It was like, okay, so people look at me, they know I'm handicapped. Oh, well, I'm happy. I'm comfortable.
Right. That's all that counts.
Yeah.
Having a good, rich life.
Yes, exactly.
And it looks like you've really provided that for yourself.
Yes, I love this. I haven't gone out since, I usually stay in town for like Thanksgiving and Christmas. Haven't gone out since like October on a trip, and now I'm chomping. It's like, okay, come on, I got to get everything done so I can get out of town. I'm chomping at the bit,
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what, even if your body fights you and you have itchy feet, you got to scratch it.
You gotta do it. Yeah, and that's why I built this so I could do that.
Right.
And as long as if I go someplace, let's say I'm setting up camp, like I said, I pull my chairs out, I set them up, I sit down for a few minutes, then I pull out. I just do little stages. It takes me a while to pack up. It takes me a while to, set up, but I'm never in a hurry. I'm not going anywhere that I have to go anywhere fast.
Right. Very good. And it would be so easy, and a lot of people do, when life gets hard, and it's more difficult when you have this severe of an arthritis.
Right.
They just stay home and watch TV and until the end.
Yeah.
And you're not doing that.
No.
You're living your life today to the fullest.
I know. That's my daughter. She's like, go, Mom!
Right.
She lives up in Portland. And she's like, every time I text her someplace, like I was at the beach in San Diego and I was sitting in there looking out at the beach, and she's like, you are so good at this stuff. You're so cool. Keep going, Mom.
Yeah.
She texts me back and forth. And that's why he said I should, set up and do the video. He says, there's probably other people sitting at home like me saying, I wish I could do that. And he said, you need to show them that they can.
And it's your story of inspiration that will make them start thinking, could I do that?
Yeah.
And maybe I can.
Maybe you can, yeah. And that's what I'm hoping. If one person that wants to go out and do that will do that because of this, then it's well worth it.
That's exactly how I think and everything I do.
Yeah.
And also, it gives you purpose and meaning.
Yeah.
And life isn't good without purpose and meaning.
No. I would just sit at home. That would be what I'd be doing. I'm retired, I would just be sitting at home. I love to read. I read 24/7 pretty much, as anybody could attest that knows me. I don't watch TV, I don't do anything, I just read. And I would do that, and it'd be real easy to do that. And it'd be real easy for my arthritis to get that much worse because I'm not moving at all.
Right.
At least with this, it forces me to move some. I'm not out there running marathons, but I'm moving some, which is better in the long run.
Absolutely. I'm sure your physical health is far better.
Yeah, I feel much better when I've been on a trip and I come back home because I feel like I've moved enough that I'm in better shape. For a little while, then it kind of goes back. If I sit too much, it goes back down.
Right.
But it's and part of it is just all the stuff I can go see. It's just, there's things like this last June, I took a friend and we went to Mount Rushmore and then to Yellowstone. I'd taken him to Yellowstone before. We'd gone on that trip before. But he wanted to go, he has a motorcycle. So he's like, I want to take a motorcycle trip. So we did he followed, or I followed him. And we went to Mount Rushmore. Well, I hadn't planned. I always wanted to go, and we did it, and it was one of those things you got to do at least once in your life. You got to do Yellowstone at least once. You got to do Mount Rushmore at least once. There's some places you just have to go.
And there's something that stood out to me in what you just said was, so here's your healthy, fully well-able friend.
Yeah.
And you're taking him out with you.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's it's not what you would expect.
Not what you expect. Yeah, I took him the first time to the Grand Canyon. I took him the first time to Yosemite. Took him the first time to Mount Rushmore. He's a teacher. He worked with me up until I retired about 5 years ago. He's going to work another about 5 years before he retires. And so he doesn't. I have the time to research the trips and plan them all out. He doesn't. So he just lets me do it. He's like, okay, here, get us our places. And so I've got some pictures I have to show you of his motorcycle at our campsite. But it's like, yeah, I've explored these places first. Now, Rushmore we did together for the first time. I'd never done that, so that was together. But yeah, he's a little younger than I am, not a lot. But yeah, I love taking people, especially like I said, Yellowstone or Grand Canyon if they've never been. I love taking newbies because it's so cool to show them all that stuff. You know, it's so cool.
And so you're retired. You've got a retired school teacher, so you have probably have a pension. And
I have a pension and Social Security. Yes.
So you have some money to play with.
Yes, I do.
Good.
Yeah.
That's
actually, I'm on my husband's Social Security, which is actually a little higher than mine would have been, so that worked out really well. And then my pension's it's Arizona State Retirement, and it's a pretty good pension.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. After all those years of being underpaid and overworked.
Middle school. I taught middle school, so if you get 14-year-olds, 12 to 14-year-olds, that I think hazard pay is required for that.
I think so. War zone.
War zone. Exactly. But yeah, so I've got the pension, and so I'm not, and it's actually going to sound, I mean, everybody else that's out kind of doing the nomad thing, it's cheaper for them to be out. It's actually cheaper for me to be home because I don't have a house payment. I don't have, do you know what I'm saying? This costs a little more because of the gas usage, but you got to figure you're still eating at home, you're eating here. Everything else you're doing, you know, and if I'm staying in RV parks or KOAs or something like that, that costs, you know, a little bit. I only do that, I'll do that like every third or fourth day when I want like a shower and do laundry. The rest of the time I try to like dry camp somewhere that's free, or a campsite maybe that's real inexpensive. Yeah, it's prettier. So yeah, so I'm kind of set up.
You are. Everything you could want or need is in there and within easy reach.
Yeah. So like that's like where my water bottle is, where it is, because we could put it someplace else, but this way inside it's reachable and then outside it's reachable. So if I'm sitting out here and I want some water, I just can, and it's a little battery powered pump, so it's very usable.
And so it's probably enough of a hassle getting in and out. You prefer to be in one.
I want to be out. Yeah, I'm either out or I'm in. Right. I don't want to be in and out,
Right.
So like I have what I call my mini kitchen, which is right there at the bottom of that shelving unit, and that way if I'm going to be out here and I'm someplace where I'm only like a one night kind of stay thing, I can pull that out. And it's a little butane and then little pots and pans in a little basket. And I bring it out onto that table and I bring out my food, and then I either sit in the doorway of the van or I sit in one of my chairs, and now I'm out for the duration of the cooking and eating and all that out here. So I'm not going back and forth.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. Just a little strategic planning and have it near the door.
Yes.
That's really all you have to do.
Have it right where I can reach it from outside. I could reach from outside if I wanted to. Didn't want, I forget something, I can just grab it. But that's why that water's right there, so I can just get it from the outside or the inside.
Good thinking. Well, Jean, thank you so much for you're such an inspiration.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just love to hear people's stories about how you're not going to accept your fate. You're living your life to the fullest.
Doing what you want to do, and if you can do it, you got to do it.
Yeah. I know there are people out there that are thinking, if she can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely true.
Yeah. Yes,
so
they can.
You.
They can. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, folks, we're going to end the interview now, and we're going to go right into a tour on a separate video. So, if you want to see the tour of the nuts and the bolts of how Jean gets around and functions as a limited person, a handicapped person inside the vans, stay tuned for that next video, and we'll go through all of that. But for now, I know you've been inspired to think, I can do this. If Jean can do it, I can do it. And if so, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, come back for the next video and see how she actually does all this stuff, and we'll talk to you later.